Long ago, in the vast plains of Eastern Europe, lived Slavic tribes. These were groups of people who shared similar languages and customs. They lived by farming and trading. Over time, these tribes started to come together. They formed alliances and began to create a new identity. In the 9th century, a Viking leader named Rurik arrived in the region. He established rule over the Slavic tribes, creating the first Russian state. This state was called Kievan Rus, named after its capital city, Kiev. It was a time of growth and prosperity, with trade routes connecting it to Byzantium and the rest of Europe. Kievan Rus adopted Orthodox Christianity from the Byzantine Empire. This had a profound impact on Russian culture, art and architecture. Churches and monasteries flourished, becoming centers of learning and faith. The magnificent Hagia Sophia in Kiev stands as a testament to this era. However, this period of unity and prosperity was not to last. Internal conflicts and external threats began to weaken Kievan Rus. In the 13th century, a powerful force swept across the Eurasian steppe, changing the course of Russian history forever. From the east came the Mongols, fierce warriors led by Genghis Khan. They conquered Kievan Rus, ushering in a period known as the Mongol Yoke. The Mongols ruled over the Russian lands for over 2 centuries. They demanded tribute and obedience from the Russian princes. Despite the hardships of Mongol rule, a new power emerged in the north, the Principality of Moscow. The Muscovite princes gradually consolidated their power, collecting taxes for the Mongols and expanding their territory. They eventually challenged Mongol dominance and liberated the Russian lands. With the decline of Mongol rule, the Tsardom of Russia was born. Ivan the Terrible, the first Tsar of Russia, was a formidable ruler. He expanded Russian territory eastward, conquering the Kazan and Astrakhan Khanates. He also centralized power, creating a strong autocratic system of government. Under Peter the Great, Russia underwent a period of modernization and expansion. Peter was fascinated by Western Europe and sought to bring its innovations to Russia. He built a new capital city, St. Petersburg, which became a window to the West. He also reformed the army and navy, making Russia a major European power. The 19th century saw the rise of revolutionary movements in Russia. The vast gap between the wealthy elite and the impoverished peasantry fueled social unrest. The Tsars faced increasing pressure for reform but responded with repression. World War I proved to be a turning point in Russian history. The war effort placed immense strain on the country's resources and led to widespread suffering. In 1917, the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, seized power in the October Revolution. They promised peace, land and bread to the people. The Bolsheviks established the Soviet Union, a communist state based on the principles of Karl Marx. They abolished private property, nationalized industries, and implemented a centrally planned economy. The Soviet Union faced many challenges, including civil war, famine, and political repression. During World War II, the Soviet Union played a pivotal role in defeating Nazi Germany. The war was a time of immense sacrifice for the Soviet people, with millions losing their lives. However, the victory over fascism cemented the Soviet Union's status as a global superpower. The latter half of the 20th century was marked by the Cold War, a period of geopolitical tension between the Soviet Union and the United States. Both superpowers engaged in an arms race, developing nuclear weapons and vying for influence around the world. In the late 1980s, under the leadership of Mikhail Gorbachev, the Soviet Union underwent a period of political and economic reforms known as perestroika and glasnost. However, these reforms ultimately led to the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. Modern Russia emerged from the ashes of the Soviet Union. It has faced many challenges in its transition to a market economy and democratic society. The legacy of its past, from the grandeur of the Tsars to the turmoil of the Soviet era, continues to shape its present and future. Today, Russia is a country of immense size, resources, and cultural richness. Its history is a tapestry woven from the threads of ancient civilizations, powerful empires, revolutions, and global conflicts. Understanding this history is essential for comprehending the complexities of modern Russia and its place in the world.